Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh to all my dearest students, brothers and sisters. So in this video, I'm going to share with you the continuation of chapter on production cost. So in last video, we have talked about total product, average product and also marginal product, and we also discussed about the short run and also long run. So in this video, we are still discussing about short run production function. Okay, as I told you, in this chapter we are going to have a lot of formula. So in last video, I shared with you about the formula, the function of total product, average product and also marginal product. So in this video, I'm going to share you more function. During short run production. Okay, during short run production. So the first formula is what we call as total fixed cost. So what is total fixed cost? Remember, last video I told you there are two types of input. Fixed input, example, factory. Second one, variable input, example, labor or raw material. So the company that own the company that own the factory or fixed input, they need to bear certain costs. So that cost is what we call as fixed cost. Meanwhile, on the other hand, the same company, the same firm, they need to have variable input. For example, labor. So this labor, if you hire them, you need to pay them salary. So that salary is considered as one example of variable cost. So in order to get fixed input, you need to pay fixed cost. In order to get variable input, you need to pay variable cost. Okay? So what is total fixed cost? Cost of fixed input. Like I told you just now, since the fixed input does not vary with the level of output, its costs remain constant or remain the same as the output level changes. So as we all know just now, in short run, the quantity of input, fixed input, will not increase or decrease in number, in quantity. Therefore, the fixed cost, the total fixed cost also will not change in number even though your output changes. I give you one example. Rent. I give you one example, rent. The factory that we are using now, we rent it out from the owner of this factory. So every month we pay him 5,000 ringgit. What happened during pandemic COVID-19? Our factory need to be closed down for 3 months. Do I have to pay the rent for my factory? Of course. Even though the output is zero, your factory is shutting down, you still have to pay what we call as cost of rent. So cost of rent is considered part of the total fixed cost. Second one, we have total variable cost. So total variable cost is the cost of variable input. In order for you to get a variable input, you need to pay certain cost, and that cost is what we call as total variable cost. So since the variable input varies with the level of output, as the output increase, variable cost also will increase. I gave you the example of cake. If you want to produce a cake, you need 1 kg of flour. What if you want to produce 100 unit of cake? You will need to purchase 100 kg of flour. So flour is one example of variable cost in this case. Okay, so this is total variable cost. Next one, we have total cost. So total cost is a combination of both total fixed cost and also total variable cost. So you total up total fixed cost and total variable cost, then you will get what we call as total cost. So it is the sum of the firm's total fixed cost and also total variable cost. So brothers and sisters, this is the illustration of total cost, total fixed cost and total variable cost. So let's look at the total fixed cost first. So as we all know, total fixed cost does not vary as output varies. So as you increase the quantity of your output, your fixed cost remain the same. For example, your fixed cost is 5,000. You produce 0 output, the cost is 5,000. You produce 1 output, the total fixed cost is still 5,000. You produce 1 million output, the total fixed cost still remain the same 5,000. Okay, so next one, we have total variable cost. Total variable cost is a cost that will increase as output increase. So as you increase the total output, the total quantity of output, your variable cost will increase in number. Your variable cost will increase in number. Okay, so since the total variable cost will increase as output increase, so when you have total cost curve, the total cost curve will follow the shape of our total variable cost. Okay, so this is our total cost. So total cost, it must start from total fixed cost, because it's impossible for total cost to become less than total fixed cost. Okay, imagine your factory is closing down for 3 months. So total variable cost will become 0 because no output at all. But what happened to total fixed cost? Total fixed cost will remain the same. So 5,000 plus variable cost 0, you will have total cost 5,000. So that's why total cost will start from 5,000. Okay, and the shape will follow the total variable cost curve's shape. Okay, next one. Average fixed cost. So just now we talked about total variable cost, total fixed cost, total cost. So now let's talk about average cost. We are still discussing about short run, brothers and sisters. We are still discussing about short run. So what is average fixed cost? Average fixed cost is the value of fixed cost per unit of output. So for every unit of output that we produce, how much is the cost of fixed cost? For every unit of our total quantity output, how much is our fixed cost, total fixed cost? Alright, so the formula to calculate AFC, average fixed cost, is total fixed cost divided by quantity of output. Meaning that the more output you produce, the less will be our average fixed cost. I will show the graph after this. Next one, average variable cost. So what is average variable cost? Average variable cost is the value of variable cost per unit of output. The value of variable cost for every output that we produce. So how to calculate average variable cost? Average variable cost, sorry, not AFC but AVC. Total variable cost divided by quantity of output. Just similar, almost similar like our AFC just now. Okay, and last but not least, no, before the last one, okay, average total cost. So we discussed about average fixed cost, average variable cost, now average total cost. So average total cost is the value of total cost per unit of output. So for every output that we produce, how much is the value of total cost? How much is the value of total cost? So the formula is total cost curve divided by quantity. Or another formula that you may use is AFC plus AVC, you will get ATC. Okay, you will get ATC. Alright, and the last formula for this chapter is marginal cost. So as I told you so many times, when we refer to marginal, it refers to changes. It refers to changes. So marginal cost is the additional cost or changes in cost as a result of producing an additional or changes in unit of output. In other words, if you increase your output by 1 unit, how much will be the changes in your cost? How much will be the changes in your cost? Okay, so the formula of MC or marginal cost is changes. This triangle resembles changes. Changes in total cost divided by changes in quantity. So that is marginal cost. So guys, if you were to draw or illustrate your marginal cost curve, average average total cost, average variable cost, and average fixed cost, the shape will become like this. Average fixed cost, declining, and approaching the x-axis, and it will never become 0. But the number will keep declining. Okay, the number will keep declining. And what happened to average variable cost? Average variable cost will have U shape like this. First, average variable cost will decline, and after that, average variable cost will start to increase. Okay, and average total cost will follow the shape of AVC. Will follow the shape of AVC. Okay, but the AVC will approach the average total cost curve. So ATC, guys, it telling us again about the productivity ataupun efficiency in our company. Okay, so your company or your factory will be in the highest level of efficiency when the average total cost is here. Okay, the intersection between marginal cost and average total cost. Why intersection? Because when ATC intersect with marginal cost or MC, it means that average total cost is at its minimum point. When the cost is minimum, isn't it good? Isn't that good for your company? Good. So it represents the efficiency point, okay, of your company. So I think that's all the sharing that I should give to you in this video. So in next video, in the next topic, we are going to learn about long run production cost. So in these two videos, we discuss about short run production cost, and in next video, we will learn about long run production cost. Thank you very much for watching. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.